Hey, I wanted to share with you the second healing that I've had in my life in the last 2.5 years. And well, there's other little ones as well. Those were physical ones, but this one is another emotional healing. And so I shared in my last clip that the Lord healed me of anxiety in 2023, January. And I mean, just the feeling, the sense of just no stress, no anxiety, no stomach aches, no shaking, no fear. I mean, it's just been incredible. It was interesting. The first almost two years, I was like, um, "Wow, this is so amazing." But what I was finding was, I think a little bit of anxiety, which I was saying to God, I don't want any. I don't want any back, none at all. But it does kind of push you forward if you don't have that sense of like urgency. Well, at least in my life, if I haven't had that sense of urgency, because procrastination is a big thing. um I'm working on it, but anyway. And but if you don't have that little sense, then it's like sometimes it's easy to not like keep moving forward or getting things done. And I all of a sudden I found, man, I'm getting stuck a lot. And depression was another thing that I have struggled with since, especially since my adolescence, but maybe a little bit before that, mostly since my adolescence. But and although I do remember before that having times where I struggled with stuff. But anyway, mine would show up more like I would just get stuck. Like it was like my brain, I just was like, really don't know which way to go. And in the year before I was really struggling with weird thoughts. Like I'm like, where are these thoughts even coming from? And I knew they were not from the Lord. Like, and I knew that they were from the enemy because they were thoughts that were just yucky. And but like mostly like a lot of questions. And I mean, probably questions that most people think about. I just hadn't my whole life. Like, what's the purpose of existence? And why are we here? And why do people really want to look good? And why do they want to, have everything perfect in their homes and all this kind of just things like that weren't really me, because I like nice things. I like having a nice home. And anyway, it was much deeper than that too. And so I got to the point where I was like, okay, God, you know what? You healed me of anxiety. I know you can heal me of this depression, this thing that's causing me to be stuck, whatever it is. I know that you can heal it because you healed me of anxiety. Like I'm proof, 2 years, no anxiety. Like it has been amazing, God. And I said, but I'm at the place, if I'm going to move forward and I'm going to further your kingdom and I'm going to be able to do some stuff, I got to get rid of this depression. I just don't want it anymore. So I sought out a revival. There was one happening in downtown Greenville in front of the Bohemian Hotel of all places. And it was put on by a young group of wonderful people. And I went there with expectation that I was going to be healed. I was like, I'm done. Like, I am so done with depression. And I was going to seek prayer and I was going to be healed. And so we had just a great worship. It was just so refreshing and exciting to see so many young people worshiping the Lord out in public. And what a blessing to live in America and have freedom of religion and being able to, and freedom of speech. I mean, just most people in the world do not experience the freedoms that we have, guys. I mean, it is such a blessing. But anyway, at the end, they wanted to have a prayer time, and they said, hey, we want to pray for people who are struggling with anxiety and depression. As soon as they said depression, I put my hand up. And a young gal comes over. I was sitting down in the front. There were people standing all around me, really. And she came and she said, what are you wanting prayer for? Is it anxiety? I said, nope, God took care of that one. It's depression. And she said, okay, well, we're going to ask in Jesus' name and it's going to leave too. And so she prayed over me, and I didn't feel any like rush or anything like that, but no big emotion or anything. But as I was walking back to my car, this huge breeze hit me, and it was the most perfect temperature. Like it just hit me and my whole body just felt like, I don't know, washed in peace. And, or I was just so refreshed. And I said to myself, Lord, I'm taking that as a sign that you have healed me and you are healing me of depression. It is no longer part of my life. And so I get in my car and I'm driving home and I'm like, I believe you did it. And this one, it was more of a struggle to share, only because of all of the invading thoughts I'd had for so long, and fear probably, which is not of God, that maybe what if he didn't actually fully heal me and I end up having it come back. But you have to know, when you've lived 57 years and most of that has been with everyday struggling with what your brain is saying or what's going on in your head, and I really look and I think it's the enemy talking, but to wake up and not have those thoughts, not have that pit, that stuck feeling, the freedom, you guys, I mean, God is so good. And I just had to share with you guys because, again, I really feel that I have been activated. God said, boo, bink. You are to share your testimony and you're to pray for others and you're to pay it forward, because he wants all of us to have freedom, you guys. We have the ability to choose to follow Jesus and accept his sacrifice on the cross and his willingness to take on all of our yuck and our gunk and wipe it clean and make us whole. And so if you have a need for prayer, if you're struggling with depression, put it in the comments. Just put anything. You don't have to put a note. You don't have to, just put something, even if you put just at me. And I will message you, and I would love to connect and pray for you. I believe in my heart, and I know, not just believe, I know that God can heal you and he wants you whole. He wants you free, because I can tell you this, since that happened, and this was back in April of this year, since that April or May, I have to go look at the exact date, but I have been able to step into a whole new arena in my world of just interacting with other people, being willing to be vulnerable and share these things. God is so good, and he wants us whole. He wants us healed so that we can go out and we can proclaim the good news to other people. So God bless you. Have a great day.